lecture of our beloved course Language and IT. We are moving towards the end of the course. This is the last lecture of this course. Lecture number 14 is going to be just a revision of the course, giving you some past examples of, or sorry, to give you just some samples of the final exam. So let's continue talking about NLP, natural language processing. I don't want to make it more complicated for you, so I wiggled out some not difficult information, but more sophisticated information that you don't need. Just today I'm going to show you the difficulty of giving some input to the computers. We talked last time about the phonetical difficulties, like the word write. Also we talked about the word can, the word or the sentence, I saw the man with the telescope, also the word dish. So we want to know how to overcome these problems. We said researchers did some research about this, and then they found some solutions. So we will browse today some of these solutions. So assume input sentence S in natural language, L. Assume you have rules, grammar, G, that describe syntactic regularities, patterns, or structures found in sentences of L. Giving S and G, find syntactic structure of S. Such a structure is called a parse tree. So what does that mean? We started to have some symbols and code. So a sentence is called S, language is L, grammar is G. So we assumed that these three letters are coded in the computer. So whenever you say S, the computer would understand that you mean sentence. Whenever you say L, the computer would understand that you mean language. When you see G, it would understand it as a grammar. So let's assume that we have certain patterns or structures. So regular sentences form a pattern or a structure. So from these patterns and structure, we want to have a syntactic structure, a full sentence, meaningful sentence. How do we divide the sentence? Through what is called a parsing tree. Parsing tree. Parse is in Arabic al-i'rab, but in computation linguistics, it's very important. You have all of these sets of codes for the computer, so the computer would understand them. So let's have an example. Here we have S, the sentence. I assume that you have studied syntax before, and I'm sure that you have studied all of these before. So S is a sentence, MP a noun phrase, and VB is a verb phrase. So here we have the sentence, he slept. This is a parse tree, and here is the grammar. You give the computer this code. You tell the computer that a sentence consists of noun phrase and a verb phrase, and then you define the verb phrase for the computer. A verb phrase is a verb and a noun phrase, or it can be only a verb. So you give all the regular patterns to the computers, all the possibilities to the computer, and then you tell the computer that a noun phrase can be like I or he, a verb like slept or ate or drinks with an S. Okay, so you give all the possibilities to the computer, and then you give the computer the parsing tree like this. So there is no problem. Sorry, there is no problem so far. So let's see the problem here. I can fish. I saw the elephant in my pajamas. This is what we talked about in last lecture. We have a structural ambiguity here. I can fish. It means I can go to the sea and I can fish. Okay? Or it means I I put fish in cans. I put fish in, I have cans, and then I take fish and put them inside the cans. Say, this is my job. I can fish. It's like saying, I teach English. I can fish. Or it means that I am able to fish. I can go to the sea and I can catch some fish. So this is a problem. I saw the elephant in my pajamas. It means that you have a pajamas and there are some elephants in your pajamas. So you saw the elephants in your pajama. Or it means the elephant is wearing your pajamas or was wearing your pajamas and you saw the elephant in your pajamas. So how do we solve these problems? These sentences exhibit ambiguity. Computers will have to find the acceptable or most likely meaning. How do we do this? We need to have some more information to the computer. So it's not enough just to tell the computer S is MP, VB. VB is verb and MP, like the previous slide. No, we need to add more information. These are called tags. We tag the sentence to the computer so they can understand these sentences. So I can fish. We want to understand who does what. The canner is me. So I am the canner. I am the person who puts the fish inside the can. The action is canning, and the thing canned is fish. So this is the explanation of the sentence. How do we explain this to the computer? We need to add these special codes. So this is the parsing tree. We should tell the computer that we tag it with, for example, me. I am doing the action, and fish is the object. So we give the computer what is called the logic. So this explanation is called the logic. So it's not only giving the computer the structure, the patterns, or the parsing tree. We need to give the computer the logic. So you see, we are talking now about something new, about something important. So by understanding the computer, by understanding the logic, it can give us accurate answers to our queries. So this is a logic representation of meaning. We can do this by associating meanings with lexical items in the tree, then using rules to figure out what the S as a whole means. So what we can do, as I said, we add this logic or this meaning, we associate the meaning with the tree so the computer understand what we want to say or what we want to get. So here we added to the so sentence meaning, me, I am doing the canning, and here we say this is the object. The fish stuff is the object, and here we have the verb. Canning is the verb. So all of these called feature constraints. We constrain the meaning. We constrain the part of the language so the computer understand it in this way. So the computer cannot understand anything else but what is what's been told to it. So we have these special tagging and coding so the computer understands sentence with noun phrase, verb phrase. The S subject is the noun phrase. The S equals verb phrase. The verb phrase consists of a phrase and a noun phrase. The verb phrase is the verb. The objective is the MP. So we have all of these tree diagram. So the computer start to understand the ambiguity of language. So you see, it's not very easy to do this. We need more research. We need more and more of these projects so we can reach some more efficient results and products. We talked about the importance of having efficient products, and this is what we want. So one way to do this is to start with a tree bank. You get a bank of trees, millions. The more, the better. If you have millions of trees, so you can, your product, your computer, your machines would generate more efficient results. So start with a tree bank, collection of parsed sentences, extract grammar rules corresponding to parsed trees, estimating the probability of the grammar rule based on its frequency. So after you have a tree bank, try to extract all the grammar rules in these tree banks. You feed them into your computer according to their frequency and how probable they can occur. Very sophisticated and complicated, needs more knowledge about computer science. So we have this little formula, and this is why I told you that you need also mathematics experience. So here you have you count the probability through this little formula. So you then have a probabilistic grammar derived from a corpus of parsed trees. So if you collect your trees into a bank, this is called what? You remember? A corpus, yes. So you have a corpus now, and then you derive from this corpus, from all of these trees, what is probably to happen. This is called probabilistic grammar. Probabilistic grammar is what is derived from a corpus, and we calculated some frequencies and probabilities of these rules. So we called it probabilistic grammar. How does this grammar compare to grammars created by human intuition? And how do you get the corpus? Two important questions. Let's start by the second one. How do we get this corpus? Easily said than done. We can easily say, well, start with a bank of trees. But how can we get them? Very exhausting, and it's painstaking job. You need to collect millions of these tree banks, and then you calculate all the frequency, the probabilities, but it can be done with ambitions and with efforts. You can get your corpus, but you need also the help of other people. It's not easy just to do it by yourself. The second question is comparing the grammar from this corpus compared to the human language grammars or grammar derived by intuition. If you go to a native speaker and ask the native speakers about the third person singular, for example, by intuition, the native speaker will describe the language for you. He would say, for example, we use the third person singular because this is our language. This is something by intuition. So some answers can be answered through native speaker intuition, but how do we compare this to what we get from a corpus? Very interesting question, and a very good topic for people interested in NLP and its relation to grammar and language. I hope I gave you just a brief idea about NLP and its relation to language and language learning. Through NLP, we can teach English. We can get more materials for language learning, besides understanding the idea of NLP, understanding the logic behind NLP, the objectives of NLP, and what is needed to start an NLP project. I hope in this course I gave you some useful information about the relationship between language and information technology, how we use information technology for teaching and learning, and also the relationship, the hidden relationship between language and information technology, and sometimes how IT people needs language for their projects, for their research, and also how linguistics people need IT for their research. They need a corpus, how to design a corpus in order to do their research. So there is a big connection between the two, between language and information technology. I hope you have enjoyed the course so far, and wish you that you get high marks, inshallah, in the final exam. I'll see you in the last lecture to give you some revisions. Wish you all the best, and thank you very much.